Welcome back to Aqua Exposure Underwater Photography. I'm Christopher Guglielmo, and this is what I do. Here for about 6 months in Papua New Guinea now, seeing all sorts of amazing things, and I've got a couple photographs out of the tens of thousands of photos that I've thrown away. I've got about, I think I've collected 14 here that I want to talk to you about, share a little bit about my creative inspiration, why I shot them, what I was thinking when I did it. So here, let's take a look. Blue ribbon eels are always great subjects, but everybody shoots them with a macro lens and just goes for that face shot. Seeing this guy with a school of cardinal fish around his face, I knew I had to go for something a little bit different to show his environment, and that's where that fisheye lens really comes in. Of course, the dome port's probably about 3 inches off his face, so that means it took me about 45 minutes to sneak up on him to be able to get close enough with his trust. So, yeah, I think it came out nice. Showing him in his environment is much better than a portrait, I think. Clownfish are kind of the same thing. Getting a shot of a clownfish is easy, let's face it. Everybody and their mother has a shot. Showing them with the eggs right there below the smaller of the two clownfish, and the background is always what makes a clownfish shot. In this case, a nice slow shutter speed let the fish in the background kind of blur out of focus and really bring the attention to the clownfish, their eggs, and the anemone. The people of Papua New Guinea are really what makes this country. They row up to the boats on their little outriggers. They row up and they come just to stare at us sometimes just because they're curious about what exactly it is that I'm doing underwater. They're just great people. Make friends with them, smile with them. In this case, you'd be friends enough to where they'll pretty much row up to see you, so I position myself there first and they come to see me. This little tornado here, this is made up of convict blennies. Who knows, probably about 3,000 of them in that school. They're usually more diffused all around the reef, but this one time when I saw them all sorted out like that in a tornado, you can't help but just to spend 45 minutes on them. Shooting at a downward angle allowed me to get a little bit of that reef mixed in with that blue water column gradating from light to dark. Alright, look, there's sea wasps, and then there's sea wasps. These things are about 10 times larger than the average ones that we see. There were probably about 4,000 or 5,000 right on the dock for one night. Population explosion. These are just a couple supporting shots that I thought were kind of cool to go help explain the shot that I love so much. My favorite thing about the shot is just how she's standing on the boat, staring at me, saying, "What kind of an idiot are you?" Yes, I was bleeding for a week. Now in this ambient light shot, this is ambient light only, no strobes. The big light at the back is from the Star Dancer. Several second exposure. That's one of our local dive guides. I love the way his hair kind of lifts up. He's got braided dreads and kind of lets a little bit of motion. Really kind of gives the essence of a night dive, I think. Gray reef sharks. Just amazing, right there at the surface. I think what I love most about this one is the reflection of that one in the foreground. The dorsal fin cutting through the water shows the energy and the action of the shark coming straight from the bait, which is basically being thrown on my head. How else are you going to get these shots, right? But, there's definitely a healthy population of sharks there. Take every opportunity in the world to swim with them. This, arguably, is my favorite shot that I've taken since arriving in Papua New Guinea. These horse-eye jacks, as we call them in the Caribbean, or big-eye trevally, as we call them in the Pacific, were forming this circular school just at dusk, spinning around and around and around. It's the camera movement that accentuates that spinning, making it one that's going to be real special to me for a couple years to come. This is my only topside photo in this collection here. Wetu Crater, an extinct volcano. It should be one of the 7 wonders of the world. It's just absolutely unreal. Right in the center, obviously, is a Star Dancer. It took a couple hours to climb up to the top of this ridge. Definitely can't recommend it. It hurt, but well worth the view. The kids of this area are just phenomenal. They come because they're curious and they come want to play and hang out and check us out. I've become pretty good friends with a couple of them, actually. I can't speak their language, they can't speak mine, but the common language of a smile, right? And I work with them a little bit, try to teach him how I want him to come right in front of the camera and get those sun rays right behind him, show the canoes. Just great kids all around. For this shot, we planned this for hours. Went down, scoped out the area, took a whole bunch of test shots on a first dive, then we talked about it above water, and made the plan to come back down. We actually probably spent about 3.5 hours went into making this image. I think it'll stand up nice. See if we can get it on a cover. And this is a scenario that I just kind of stumbled on. Low light lets you create these awesome types of movement shots. You know, most photographers topside want to get that magic hour at dawn and dusk. Underwater, people always say they want to shoot at noon. Shooting at noon, you can't capture this type of mood. This is mood and the essence of the ocean, trying to get it slow and dynamic. This eel was coming up. I had photographed him for probably about 30 minutes, and then just the luck of the draw, he swims right in this orange sponge. And as soon as he did that, I had my camera dome port pressed half an inch from his face. He bumped up against it pretty much the whole dive, just being friendly. But once the orange background appeared, I knew we had something good. I love his blue eye. Okay, so a starfish might be the dullest subject on Earth. How to make it artsy-fartsy. Yeah, this little ghost image came out pretty nice, I think. How did I do it? You know, why don't you come join one of my digital dancer photo workshops on one of the dancer boats? So until next time, folks, I'll be back to shooting in a couple days. Hope you get the chance to dive again soon. For those of you that are collectors of my artwork, a lot of these are going to be available as limited edition prints once I get back to the States. See you then.